to your Daily 5 for Thursday, June 13th, 2024. This is somewhat of an unusual 5 because I often criticize companies and things that they do because they're often anti-consumer and I feel like they're not actually in the service of the customer or the end user. But I also try to be fair about it, and when a company has done something well, I try to point that out and praise them for it. And I came across an announcement that Jabra, the headset and earbud company, is getting out of the headset and earbud business. They've launched 2 final products, and they won't be making any more. They've ceased the Elite line, the Talk line, and basically said there's not enough money in this market anymore for them to keep going on. And I read that, and I have to admit, I was a little bit sad about it. Now, don't get me wrong, as I've said many times, it's not as if the company is my friend. I don't think they actually care about me in any way. But Jabra did something that I feel like companies don't do enough anymore, where, yeah, they made their expensive and their dirt cheap headsets, but they also had a lot of, well, at least they used to. I haven't bought one in a while because they last for a while, but they have a nice mid-range line of headsets. I've used the Jabra Talk line since, I want to say, the Moto X Play Edition, and I don't know how many years ago that phone was, and I have found them to be very reliable and useful to the point where I haven't had to buy a lot of them, and I still have. I broke one, but I still have one of the really older ones, and it still works. Its Bluetooth is, version 2 or 3, so it's not the best quality in terms of its audio. It's only a single point device, so you can only pair it to one thing, but I've used it in a couple of times where I just needed a quick headset because I don't talk into my phone with it in speaker like a lot of people do. I just can't bring myself to do that. And so a couple of times I have it right on a shelf just in case for some reason I need a quick Bluetooth headset. I can power that thing up, have it connected, and be on a call or whatever in 5 minutes. And it still works fine, even though it's got to be, 10 years old now. I don't even know how old the thing is, but it's old. And so when I see a company that made that stuff and whose name seemed fairly well connected to well-received products. Even the article that I'm going to link to here says that their Elite line was certainly, and I remember very good reviews for those, but apparently there's not enough money in it. And so when a company like that stops making something, it does make me a little sad, not for the company. I don't care. The company, I'm sure, is making money in one way or another, but that we don't have, because, I think spending 10 or 20 bucks on an earbud or earbuds or a headset, I would be a little worried the thing would blow up in my ear, but at the same time, I don't think people should be spending $400 on, I've seen some crazy prices for earbuds and headsets. And I'm not saying that they don't have top-end engineering and, I guess, audiophile quality sound, but it's certainly not something I ever felt like I needed out of those things. That's fine for people who want it, but there should be an option in the middle for people who don't want to get something that will fall apart in a year, but also don't want to have to, mortgage their house to be able to afford a set of earbuds. And I feel like Jabra did that. They did that fairly well, where yes, they would have their top-end Elite stuff, which was not cheap, but they had lower-end, $50 headset that would work for years. The Talk, I think I have the Talk 45 right now. That thing works perfectly well. And I bought it I'd have to look up. It's at least 4 or 5 years old, at least, that I've had that thing. And not once have I ever felt the need to have to upgrade it. I'm not going to tell you that it never loses a connection here or there. It does occasionally, but almost everything I have that's Bluetooth does. It's not like, I don't think I have had a Bluetooth device in my entire life that has never dropped a connection, but it's probably a handful in the entire time I've had it. The sound quality is good. I feel like it's pocketable. I can just throw it in a pocket. It's small, take it wherever. The charge lasts for, I think it's got 6 hours of talk time on it. Again, this is not outstanding specs. I'm not sitting here telling you it's got, artificial intelligence that's reshaping my voice into a spatial sound platform. It's like having me all around your head or anything like that, but it's reliable. It works. I can depend on it. That's kind of nice to have in a consumer product. It's something that I don't worry about when I pick it up. And I feel like Jabra has done that over the years pretty consistently. So when a company like that I feel is making good products, and Jabra's name is, I've recommended them a bunch of times and I've seen their products everywhere. So it's somewhat surprising to me that they aren't staying in this business. I just assumed they were doing pretty well in terms of what they were selling because their name seems so synonymous with these types of products, but I guess not. And I understand it's a market that has probably shrinking margins because now everybody can make a dirt cheap headset. It's not like it used to be. But still, like I said, I do lament the fact that we don't have a lot of companies doing this type of reliable stuff without, making you have to go into debt to be able to afford it. So Jabra made good stuff, and I'm going to miss their products. That's it. Later.